How we doing, friends? I thought maybe we would do a little extra special story time today, Camo. God dang it, I've only got dirt on the end of my nose. Had to work on the Skyline brake today. Again. Anyway, since that Charlie come to run the order, like I say, I went to middle school with him for a couple of years, and then he was setting chokers. Him and another one of my high school buddies was setting chokers for me the day I broke my leg. So I thought since we had such a huge jump in subscribers, that I would, I'll tell that one again. A lot of you haven't heard it. That was one of the first story times I told. So it was the first real serious accident I'd had. You know, I'd had plenty of stitches and bumps and bruises and whatnot. But anyways, it was November 17th, 1992. I was working Smith River, Romano's, nasty ground. Well, the company I was working for, they had 6 sides going, I think. And the job we were doing, we would drive by this job every day for like 3 weeks, and 2 or 3 of us had made comments a couple of times about how steep and nasty, and the ground, it was broke up. It would come off the landing, it was just like this, and then it went up, and then it went down, and then it went up, and then it went down, and then it went up, and then it just went like that. And the salal and the vine maple, oh my god, it was such a nasty job. Pretty good sized wood. Fell side hill and bucked, you know, it was still big enough timber then, it was pretty good sized timber, but they were still having the cutters do a lot of side hilling and bucking, locking them in. And we were running a shotgun carriage. We shipped the rigging back, I picked the turn, went in to set our chokers, and I got mine set first, and Eric was setting on his, and Charlie was setting his, so I jumped up to help. I'm pretty sure it was Eric. I jumped up to help because he had a big log that was pounded in the ground. He was digging on it. Well, I got to the uphill side of the log, was poking the choker and digging, and there was another smaller log just right above it. So when I got in there, I was actually standing like this with my feet digging on it, and the only thing I heard was the sound of a limb just kind of like falling over and breaking, you know. Didn't hear no log crashing and banging and booming, and all of a sudden just boom, this log hit me, and it wasn't even like it hit me that hard. It didn't hurt, it just stuck up against me, and we kind of wiggled it and got out, and then my leg, you know, kind of started to hurt, so I unlaced my boot and went to pull it off. Well, and I wore 16-inch top leather West Coast boots, so I mean, you had to pull them all the way off. So I started pulling it off, and it just seemed like it wouldn't come off. It just kept going out and out and out, and I'm like, what in the hell is going on? So, and I don't remember which one of the two it is that I told to grab my boot, and I was like, pull this damn boot off, let's see what the hell's going on. They grabbed that boot and pulled, and when they pulled it, just come out, my foot, my ankle just went, and then it really hurt. And I was like, put it back on, oh my god, put it back on. And it was really hurting then. And Charlie, he actually stayed pretty calm. The other guy, Eric, he just went bonkers. And I'm like, hey, listen, you're gonna have to get some sticks to make a splint out of them. Cut my sock and make a splint. And so Charlie's standing there holding both ends of my leg, you know, to keep him flopping around. And Eric, he comes over. He's got 2 pieces of wood about 10 inches around, about this long. And I'm like, really? What am I going to do with that? He's like, I can't find anything. So Charlie's like, here, you hold his leg. I'll go get a couple of pieces of wood. This goddamn thing. I'm trying to be all safety Sally here, and my seatbelt won't stay in. So they switch, and when they switch, of course, then you can feel the bone in there. And So it only took Charlie a couple of seconds, and he found 4 nice, decent-sized pieces of wood to make a splint out of. They splinted it, took my sock, cut my sock. I had to buy new socks to go back to work. That pissed me off. Anyway, so we called for the stretcher and come out. We kept waiting for people to come off the landing and for the hook tender to come up out of the brush. Nobody's coming, nobody's coming. And finally, the hook tender comes up out of the brush, and he says, well, tell the artery engineer to pick me up at the back end. My lunch pail and stuff's back there. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I gotta go get my lunch pail and stuff. I'm like, you're not gonna help these 2 poor kids pack me out? Kids, they're the same age as I am. No, I can't leave my stuff out here. So I'm like, forget this. There's no way these 2 guys, and I only weighed probably 110 pounds soaking wet. There's no way 2 guys are gonna pack me up out of this steep, nasty ground. So I had them send me 4 mollies on the rig, and it come back, and we put a molly, full roll molly, in each one of the corners of this basket. Now, and I'll show you. I've showed a molly before, but I'll show you again. I don't think I have any in here. But anyways, a full roll molly, and the size it was 7/16 haywire molly. So a full roll, it's just as strong as an inch choker, 7/8 or an inch, So I had no worries about it. Anyway, so full roll all 4 corners. We're flying 4 chokers. Well, we didn't have 4 butt hooks, and that would be 1 choker per butt hook. Oh, excuse me. We had 3. The 2 outside ones, we put 1 in, and then the one in the middle, you can do what you call a Chinese tack. Well, it shortens that one up by about 6/8. Well, maybe, yeah, about 6 inches. So anyways, I whistle the carriage up, and I want them to just pick me up just high enough to skim the top of these ridges and, start running me in. Well, as soon as he starts picking me up, then that one that's 6 inches shorter, it comes up tight first and flops the basket sideways. Now I'm just like this, because I'm tied into this thing. If I fall, I'm in trouble. A little bit of panic stricken going on there. So they keep picking me and picking me and picking me, and I'm like, hey, that's high enough. We don't have to go that damn high. Shoot, they get me like 150 feet off the ground, and then across the hillside we go. And it was actually quite fun, and if it wasn't illegal, I'd do it more often, I guarantee you that. So they bring me into the landing, set it down. When they set me down, I don't understand this part either, but instead of just unbelling the chokers and sliding the basket off the side and then laying the skyline down for the night, he just brings that down, and this shotgun carriage is going like this in my face. And I'm like, what in the hell? So we're on the landing, and my seatbelt won't stay buckled. I get a ticket. Anyways, so we're standing around there, and everybody's talking. And I'm like, hey guys, my leg is really kind of starting to hurt. We might want to haul ass for town. Well, the outfit that we were working for, they had all junk crummies. Most of them were cattle cars, and that's the next story time. Anyways, they just bought a new Suburban, and we were driving it. And they were like, well, we're worried about what to do with that back seat. We don't want to leave it up here and get in trouble. And I'm like, F that seat. I need to get to the hospital. So after a little bit of pissing and moaning and bitching, they decide that they're going to take me to the hospital, and the shovel operator is going to bring the seat in with him. Well, they wouldn't let us smoke in this crummy because it's new, and it had like 400,000 miles on it. So we get going down off of Smith River. Well, I'll be goddamned if they don't stop at the store and buy beer. And so they're backing out of the store. Just about the time I hear, I light a cigarette. Crummy driver, he's like, hey, you can't be smoking in here. And I said, yeah, and you're not supposed to be drinking beer either, but as long as you're drinking beer, I'm smoking. So that put the kibosh to them pissing and moaning about me smoking. They take me into town, and that's where I made my biggest mistake was the first hospital they took me to, we stopped. They gave me some pain medication and stuff, and they were straight up on us. They said, hey, there isn't anything we got, nobody can do as bad as the break as it is. You either need to go to Florence or to Eugene. And I should have told them to ship me to Eugene, but I just moved into Florence, and that's where my wife was and all that, so I said, nah, just take me to Florence. And, I got totally raped there. Anyway, so, moral to the story is, if you're not allowed to smoke in a crummy, you shouldn't be allowed to drink beer either. Stay safe, get